Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ya Rabbi lakal hamdu kama yambaghi li jalali wajhika wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma rabbana lakal hamdu bima khalaqtana wa razaqtana wa hadaitana wa farajta anna. Allahumma lakal hamdu bil iman wa lakal hamdu bil islam wa lakal hamdu bil Quran. Amma ba'd. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وعملا متقبلا ورزقا طيبا اللهم ثبتنا عند الموت بلا إله إلا الله آمين يا رب العالمين ربي يسر ولا تؤثر وتمم بالخير اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد. Lesson number 17 by the Izan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are going to start, and this is going to be about pointer fragment that is called ismul ishara wa musharun ilay. So that is going to be our last fragment, and alhamdulillah we are done all 5 fragments, and now after this class we're gonna start sentences. Subhanallah, may Allah make us strong and steadfast on this learning. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So let's recall our 5 fragments. We have jar majroor fragment, right? Harfu jar and its victim and the ism of ismuha, we can say, right? So jar majroor and ismuha create jar majroor fragment. Then we have another fragment called harfu nasab wa ismuha. So basically all these harfu nasab, and then we are going to have one ism nasab in status after them. So that is going to create harfu nasab fragment. Then we learn third fragment as idafa fragment. And idafa fragment is ism and ism fragment. So jar majroor and harfu nasab fragment, they were ism and har fragment, but the rest of the 3 are ism and ism fragment. So idafa fragment, mawsuf sifa fragment, and ismul ishara and musharun ilay, they are ism and ism fragment. So let's see what is ismul ishara and musharun ilay. So ismul ishara wa musharun ilay, this fragment is made up of 2 parts. The first is pointing word or pointer, we can say, so ismul ishara, and the second is that which is being pointed at. So the thing that we are pointing, the person we are pointing to would be musharun ilay. An example of such a fragment in English would be that cow. So that gonna be ismul ishara and cow would be musharun ilay. That okay, that would be ismul ishara and cow would be musharun ilay. Okay, the grammatical rules of this fragment are as follows. Number 1, the ismul ishara. So the ismul ishara and musharun ilay must match in all 4 properties. That remind us another fragment. Who can remind me?
It's a mawsuf sifa.
Mawsuf sifa fragment, right? So same, basically they are going to follow same as mawsuf sifa used to follow each other in 4 properties. So ismul ishara and musharun ilay are going to follow in all 4 properties. The musharun ilay must have an al on it. This is another condition for ismul ishara and musharun ilay, that musharun ilay always have, it need to have al on it. Otherwise, it is not going to create a fragment. So the first property is that it is both of them, ismul ishara and musharun ilay, they are going to match in all four properties, which are status, number, gender, and type. And the second is that musharun ilay need to have al. Without al, we cannot say that they are ismul ishara fragment. That should be clear to everyone. So that is basically a condition for musharun ilay. Third one, nothing can come between ismul ishara and musharun ilay. What does that remind us?
Even mudaf ilay or
Jar majroor.
ये jar majroor also.
Okay, so these two fragments, same idea, nothing can come in between them, right? So same, ismul ishara and musharun ilay, they are going to be side by side, nothing can come in between, and musharun ilay will always have al. Now we will see what are they. So asmaul ishara, so we can say ismul ishara. When I say ismul ishara, what does that mean? This is singular, right? So ismul ishara, I can say ism that points, or ism of pointing. So ishara mean pointer, like to point towards something. So ismul isharati, basically idafa fragment I'm creating over here. So ism of ishara, ism of point or pointer. And then I can say asmaul ishara. So now instead of ism, I'm using the plural version, asmaul isharati. So same idea, you can say ismul ishara or you can say asmaul ishara, because they are not one, they are many, right? So that's why we are calling them asmaul ishara. So these are pointing words, and some of them could be pointing to near, and sometime they are pointing towards far. So they have different pointer for that, right? So for singular, we're gonna go singular, pair, and then plural. So singular and masculine, we say haza. Haza baitun, haza kalmun, kalamun, haza masjidun, right? If any book you're gonna open the vocabulary one, this is how you're gonna find sentences over there. So haza baitun, this is a masjid, right? So again, I'm saying haza masjidun, right? I am not saying hazal. I'm not having al on it, right? So that is different story. Inshallah, I'm gonna explain in a bit. So basically, haza, we are learning over here that haza is a pointer, right? And that point towards near. So haza mean this. And then hazani, if I want to point towards two things, so I would be using the word hazani. So for example, if I say haza baitun, now baitun is singular, so I'm gonna use baitun. But for hazani, I would say tani. Okay, remember our ani combination, right? So hazani baitani. So we can say these two houses, right? These two houses. Or these, rather I should say these are two houses. Again, because I'm not putting al. When we do not put al, then it becomes a sentence, right? If we are creating, want to create ismul ishara fragment, not the sentence, rather the fragment, then we need to put al. So I would be saying hazani al-baytani. So hazani al-baytani, meaning these two houses, right? Even though these is more likely haulai, but I don't know how to say two of them, right? Because hazan is dual. So I'm gonna just use the word these two houses. Right, so this is basically it is going to go. I should not be confusing you guys by just making into sentences. So just let's keep it simple, and inshallah in next slides we will see how it makes sentence and how it makes a fragment. So just keep it simple. Hada, masculine singular. Hazani is dual, and then haulai is the plural one. For example, I wanna say these Muslims, right? So haulai, and then I need to use the plural one, right? Al-Muslimun, I can say. So these Muslims, this group of Muslim people, something like that. Then if I want to point towards something feminine, right? For example, hazihi bintun, right? A girl, or maybe sayaratun min gadi, right? So I should be using hazihi with that, right? So hazihi, then hazihi, if I'm making a fragment, I need, yes, so I need to have sayaratun, right? And then since this is the condition that musharun ilay, because I'm trying to create a fragment over here, then I need to put al over here. So I would say hazihi sayyara tu, right? Now hazihi basically cannot tell us what status it is carrying, right? And the default state of anything should be rafa. So that's why I'm gonna just take it as a rafa. So hazihi sayyaratu, this is my main topic of my sentence. This car, so I'm gonna talk about this car. So I'm gonna use as a rafa version. Then hatani, and then as-sayyaratani, right? That would be these two cars. And then haulai, again, we cannot use yeah, okay. So haulai, even we can use it for feminine, right? Because the masculine and feminine, both haulai gonna be used. So haulai, let's say al-muslimatu. So these Muslim ladies. So basically haza, hazani, haulai, hazihi, hatani, and haulai. So haza, as it is telling us that this is near pointer, and hazihi, and this is for masculine, and hazihi is for feminine, and same, it is near pointer. Then we have another pointer for far. So haza is for near, and zalika is for. If I want to say those or those or that, right? So then I need to use that pointer if something is far. So zalika, zanika, and ulaika. So zalika is masculine, zanika the pair one, and the ulaika would be the plural of it. Then tilka is the feminine version of that, and then tanika is dual, and then ulaika. So we need to memorize these pointers with their meaning. Can someone repeat them? What are the near pointers?
Yeah. So haza is masculine, hadani pair, haulai plural. Hadihi is a feminine, hatani is a dual for the feminine, and haulai. So it's easy, like haulai is both, for both.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and how sometimes ulaika and haulai always used to confuse me. Haulai and ulaika. So I was confused. Okay, which one is for near and far? So I just
Haulai.
find out. Yeah. So
Ji.
haza, this ha has go like this round ha, and then haulai is same like having the round one. So that kind of helped me to remember that for these I'm gonna use haulai, and for those I'm gonna use ulaika.
Like, yes.
Okay,
And
anyone else wanna say the far pointers?
Yes, Zalika is for singular, Zanika is for dual, and Ulaika is for plural. And for the feminine, it's going to be Tilka singular, Tanika dual, and again Ulaika same for plural. Masculine, feminine, same.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So far so good. Now using ismul ishara, pointing words. So as I said that ismul ishara, all these asmaul ishara, they can either create a fragment or they can create a sentence. So they have the ability to create a fragment or sentence. So when they are going to create a fragment, we just learned that after hadha, right after it, when we have musharun ilay, this musharun ilay need to have al. If it has al, then perfect. They are ismul ishara and musharun ilay. They have this relation in between each other, and they should be matching in all these four properties. And now we have a fragment. But sometimes or many times in Quran Pak, we will see that after pointer, there is no al. So if there is no al after pointer word, then it is not a fragment, rather it is a sentence. For example, if I say hazal baiti, now after haza, I see al. So that is a fragment, and now translation would be this house. Do you think this house is a sentence or a fragment?
it's a fragment.
It's a fragment. This
Because of
house,
al.
we need to know more about this house, right? And but if I say haza and there is no al, haza baytun. So now this is a sentence, and haza baytun would be this is a house, right? So haza. So whenever there is no al, so the translation would be this is for haza. So always it's gonna have is with it. Okay. Example, I say haza kitabun. So after haza, do you see al? No, right? So that is a sentence now. The translation would be
This is a
this.
book.
Yes, this is a book. So right after this, after the pointer, I need to bring is to make a sentence. This is a book. But if I say hazal kitabu, now what happened? After haza, I put al over here, right? So now this is a fragment, and the translation would be this book. So something more we need to know about this book. So some more information is required, this book. So when you say this book or this house or this pen, the people are expecting that you're gonna say something more, right? Because the sentence is not complete yet. Another example, and this is the good example for sentence. It says hazihi naqatullahi. So now after hazihi, we do not have al, right? So our is there right after this. So this is naqatullahi, the she camel of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make sense?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
And then we can also check all these four properties when we say hazal baiti. right? So now haza, what is the status of haza? It's not going to show us, right? So just we can leave status for a while, and we can check other properties. If they are matching, then we're gonna take it as a whatever, and the musharun ilay has the status of, right? So we are going to leave the status. And the number haza is 1, singular, right? Then
Masculine.
status number gender, this is masculine. And then what is the type of haza?
Common.
No, all these are small ishara, even though I didn't mention, they are always going to be proper.
Okay.
Okay, all a small ishara. I think when we were learning that type, right, I think I mentioned over there, because this is one of the, there are 7 things that make something proper, right? So all these are small ishara is one of them. So they are always proper. So if this is proper, then let's check the properties of al-bayti. So now al-bayti, it is jar, right? It is showing us kasra is there. And then al-bayti is singular. Then al-bayti is masculine. Then al-bayti has al, so this is proper. So all are matching, except we were not sure about the status. And now we are take whatever the status of al-bayti, we are going to take the status of haza, because haza is not going to show us. So this is how we are going to check. Make sense?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Okay. So now same over here. All these small ishara are being repeated over here. So you guys need to memorize them, and you guys need to learn the meaning of them, right? So now let's do some practice. It says the first example, dhalikal kitabu. So do you think it is ismul ishara fragment?
Yes,
How do you know?
because of the al we put between the
Yeah,
two.
exactly. So right after ismul ishara, we see al. So that means, yes, they are creating a fragment. And now we can check all these 4 properties. So zalika, what do you think? What is the status of zalika?
Rough.
Rafa, how do we know?
But the next, because of the
Because
kitab,
of kitabu, al-kitabu.
Yeah, so we need
Because
check
of the, yeah, kitab.
exactly. So we are going to check the status of musharun ilay. If musharun ilay is rafa, then most probably the ismul ishara is going to follow the same status, right? So that's why if we are not sure that if they are creating like a pointer fragment, then we can take a just pause on the status, and we can come back to the status after all the other 3 properties are matching, right? So number for dhalika is what? Singular. And gender is masculine. Type is proper. Why type is proper?
Because
Of
it
al.
was al-kitabu.
Because of the al.
No,
because
I'm talking about
all
dhalika.
isharas are
Oh,
proper.
Because they are all proper.
Exactly. All small ishara, they are always proper. Okay, all small ishara, they are always proper. So we need to remind ourselves whenever we say a small ishara, they are always proper. So they are proper. And then let's see al-kitabu. So al-kitabu is rafa, al-kitabu is singular, al-kitabu is masculine, and al-kitabu has al, so it is proper. So now only thing is that we were not sure about the status of a small ishara. So when 3 properties are matching, then we are going to take it as a yes, it is a rafa in status. Okay, next one. Ulaika rusulu. So ulaika, what kind of pointer it is? Is
It's
it
Ismul
near,
ishara,
far?
It's
like
both,
far.
it's for far
It's
and
far
both masculine and feminine.
feminine.
And it is plural.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
plural.
It is plural. Okay. Now let's check the four properties. So Rafa, it is saying over here.
Yeah.
Why? Because ar-rasulu is Rafa, right? So that's why they are taking it as a Rafa. And number is plural,
Plural.
gender is masculine, and type is proper.
Yes.
Okay. And now ar-rusulu, so status is Rafa.
Yeah.
Ar-rusulu is plural.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
Yes.
Gender is
Masculine.
masculine. Yeah, okay. Even though you know that there is little confusion,
Yes.
broken
Yeah.
plural
Broken
are
plural. Yes.
going to consider as a feminine,
Yeah.
right?
That I
And
was.
that's why in Quran Pak, sometime in third para start how tilka rusulu,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So both options are there because since they are human plural, human broken plural, right? So that's why we have a choice. Either we can treat them as a plural. So if we are using the ulaika, that means we are treating them as plural, right? And if we are using tilka with that, so that means we are treating them as a feminine, singular feminine.
So we can use both if like in the test comes, if we write both is like is a feminine like rusulu, it will be correct, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because always broken plural, human broken plural, they have a choice. We know that, right? Okay. Now, ha'ula'il qawmu. So let's do that. Ha'ulai. I'm gonna hide these explanation. So now, ha'ula'il qawm. First of all, is that a sentence or a fragment?
It's a fragment
How?
because of al.
Exactly, because of al, we know this is a fragment. Now, let's check all four properties. So ha'ulai, what is the status of ha'ulai?
So all are rafa.
Rafa.
Oh, sorry,
Rafa, because
sorry, yeah.
qawmu is Rafa. So we're
Yeah.
gonna just take it as a Rafa. Then
Haula is
It's a plural. It's plural.
number
And
is
this is-
plural, okay.
And
And
this is
then
masculine.
gender,
Masculine.
okay, and
proper.
Is all are proper. All.
very good. It is proper. And
And
now
this
let's check al qawmu.
And this is for the near one. This one, yeah, not the far one. Okay.
Yeah, because haza is the
Is-
near one, and then haulai is the these. You were gonna say these. Okay,
So-
now al qawmu. Let's check for properties. So
Rafa,
Rafa. And
plural,
it's a singular.
plural, masculine, and proper.
Exactly. So they are matching in four properties, right? So the
Yes.
translation would be this nation, or even we can say
These nations.
these
No.
nations.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
This.
these nation.
So we can use both like this. This is
For-
like for singular.
For translation, you mean?
Because
we can say
qawmu
these
is
nations?
ism jama, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why.
Okay.
Right?
Haula in Rafa form?
Because
How
of
it is Rafa? Is
Yeah,
it going to show
haulai.
us how like that it is Rafa nasab or jar?
it's
Yeah.
non-flexible.
No, it's not going to show us, right? So we need to check ismul ishara's status. Sorry, musharun ilay's status. So we need to check musharun ilay. What is the status of musharun ilay?
It's Rafa.
Rafa. So that's why we're gonna take it as a Rafa. So first we need to check the other three properties. If they are matching, then we need to check what is the status of musharun ilay, and we are going to give the same status to our ismul ishara.
Inshallah, got you. Understand.
Yeah. Okay, now hazal Quranu, sentence or a fragment?
It's a fragment.
Fragment.
Because of
How do
al.
we know?
Because of
Al.
Because
al.
of Al Quran.
Very good. Now let's check 4 properties. So haza,
So we
Haza
will
is-
leave so yeah, haza, it is for the near one. Okay, this one. So this is the singular and it's a
Hmm.
masculine and it's a
Rough.
proper because all are proper.
okay, let's
because
go
of-
in order. Let's go in order. So first of all, it is Rafa. So status, number, gender, type. This is the order, right? So
Yes.
status is
Rafa because of
Rafa.
Al-Quranu.
Quranu. Yeah.
okay.
Then
Number,
singular,
hmm,
Singular,
gender,
masculine,
masculine,
hmm,
and
type.
type
and-
is proper.
proper.
Good.
Because-
Okay, and now we can check Al-Quranu. So is Al-Quranu Rafa?
Yes.
Yes,
Is it singular?
Yes.
Is it masculine?
Yes.
Is it proper?
Yes.
because of Al.
Yeah. Okay. So they are matching in all 4 properties. So now we can call them as ismul ishara and musharun ilayh fragment. And the translation would be this Quran, not this is Quran, rather this Quran. If I remove this al, now you can say this is Quran.
Al-Quran.
It will be sentence here.
Al means the, right?
No, over here
Not
it's
here, right?
yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, not
Oh.
here.
Okay.
Over here it is just a requirement for
The ismul
Musharun ilayh.
ishara.
Ismul ishara.
Okay.
Al makes an ism proper, right? So
Right.
for English, when we need to say something proper, we say the, right?
That's
So-
what I was thinking. This would be
Yeah.
in a kind of way, this will be a sentence like this.
No,
The
how it
Quran.
can be? Yeah,
is
but
the Quran.
yeah. So that is the whole idea over here. That in Arabic grammar, you are not going to put is over there when this is simple haza, right? If I say haza Quranun, right? Now after haza, you do not have al. So now you are free to say is over here. You can say this is a Quran. But as soon as I put haza and then I put al Quran, now you can say that. You cannot bring is now because it is creating a fragment. Hazal Quranu, this Quran.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now next one. Li haulai qawmi. So now what do you think about li haulai? What kind of
It's jar majroor.
exactly?
Li haulai.
Thank you so much. So li is harfu jar, and then haulai is ism majroor over here. Okay, so this is jar majroor fragment, and then al qawmi. So after haulai, I have al. So is it a sentence or a fragment?
Fragment.
Fragment.
Yes.
So it creates a fragment. And then we can see that jar majroor fragment. So this haula is basically ism majroor. So with our eyes closed, I can see that this is jar, right? Al qawmi is jar as well.
Yeah.
So they are matching in properties, right? And the translation would be for this nation. Because li mean for this nation. Okay.
So this is not sentence, this is fragment?
It is a
Yes.
fragment, yeah.
Okay.
Because
Not
of
a
al is because of al.
Because after haulai, when you have al, you cannot say this is a sentence, right?
Okay.
We have al over
I'm
there.
getting little confused, so just asking.
Okay, we will see more example. And let me know if you are still confused at the end of the class, okay? Next one. Inna. What kind of word is inna?
It's harf of
Harfu
nasab.
nasab.
Harfu nasab. So
Harfu nasab.
inna, what do you think if I say the ismu inna is right beside it? So what do you say about haza status then?
It would be nasab status.
Nasab.
Nasab, yeah.
So inna haza, and then hazal Qur'ana.
Yes.
After haza, I have al.
So it's
Right?
a fragment. Yes.
Yeah, so it is creating a fragment. So what kind of fragment? First we saw jar majroor fragment and musharun ilay fragment, and now we are seeing that harfu nasab and ismul ishara fragment, right?
Yes.
And how we gonna translation? The translation would be certainly or indeed or no doubt. This inna is very powerful. It is always used when there is some discussion, when someone is in doubt. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring that word inna, and it is very emphatic. In English or in other languages, when we translate, we just say beshak or certainly, but this is not give the haqq of this word inna. It's very emphatic. So it is clearing out any doubts. Inna hazal Qur'anas, no doubt, certainly this Quran is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanna say about Quran. Okay, so this is again a fragment. Okay, then we have another example, min hazihil kariyati. What kind of, are we looking at a sentence or a fragment?
Okay. This is again fragment.
Fragment.
And
But
the
in
min
Okay.
first part is jar
Harf-
majroor.
harf ho jayega.
Min
One person at a time, please. When we see someone is talking, then let this person finish. Yes, go ahead, one of you.
Oh, y'all are quiet. Sorry.
Huh?
Okay.
In
The min
is
is harf ho jar and hazi is jaru majroor and al khariya. So al is there and it's making isma ishar. What you call mashari ilayhi. So this is fragment, not the sentence.
translation would be
From this town.
from this town. So how we gonna label it? We're gonna say min is harfu jar. We need to learn how to label it. This is very important. So min is harfu jar. Hazihi is ism majroor. You should be saying it 3 times. So min harfu jar. Hazihi is ism majroor, right? And then hazihi is ismul ishara. And al-kariyati is musharun ilay. Musharun ilay. What is musharun ilay? Mushar means the thing that is pointed to, and ilayhi is same like our jar majroor fragment. Ilayhi. Ila. What is ila?
Word.
Towards.
To
Okay. So the thing that is pointing towards is musharun ilay. And this is jar majroor fragment ilay. Okay, so now everyone say 3 times. Min harfu jar, hazihi is majroor, then hazihi is ismul ishara as well, and al-kariyati is musharun ilay. This is how I want you to label whatever we are doing today. So who is ready to say it?
I can say
Go ahead.
min harf jar, hazi is majroor and ismul ishara to al qariya musharun ilayh.
Perfect. Okay, and the translation would be from this town. Next one, Baitu. So Baitu Zalikar Rajuli. So I would be very proud of you if you guys can figure it out what kind of construction is going on over here. Who can try?
I will try that here. So Baitu Dalika Rajul. So Baitu is the showing like position because of when comes like off that. So it's Baitu Zalika is idaf mudaf. We can say
Exactly, very good.
mudaf, yeah.
Why? Because Baitu is light. It's not
Yeah.
Baitun. When
Yeah.
something is light, that should ring a bell in your head. Why it is light? And
Yes.
one of the reason is because it is being a mudaf. So Baitu is mudaf, and then Zalika is mudaf ilayhi over here. even though it's not showing us. But we know that after mudaf, we need a mudaf ilayhi. So which is going to be jar in status. And that's why you see ar-rajuli is jar in status. So that is confirming that zalika is jar in status. Beautiful. So how are we gonna say it? Baitu. Who was trying? Can you please finish?
Okay, can I? So now Baytun is the mudaf. Zalik we can give two. One is the Zalik is the mudaf ilayhi, and the second it is isma ishara. And al rajulu it is mushara ilayhi. Musharatun ilayhi.
Musharun ilayhi.
Musharun ilayhi, and this is a fragment. Is the house of that man.
Very good. House of that man. Perfect. Very proud of your name, sister.
Mumtaz.
Oh, you are Mumtaz.
Alhamdulillah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah.
Okay. So now another concept we are going to learn over here. So basic point is done for ismul ishara and musharun ilayhi. We are done the basic thing. Now a little that concept need little more of your brain cells. So I really want you to be more attentive and focus over here what I'm going to explain now. It says pointing to an idafa. So when we are pointing to an idafa fragment, then there is little problem in being musharun ilayhi fragment or ismul ishara fragment, or rather I should say. So when we want to point towards idafa fragment, some crisis happen, some problem comes. What is the problem? Look at the example over here. I say Baitullahi. This is a good example of mudaf ilayhi, right? Idafa fragment. So house of Allah. But now I want to say this house of Allah. So I'm pointing to Baitullah, right? And I'm saying something about it. This house of Allah is made by Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. Even before it says that angel, like they made it, the very first Kaaba, or whatever I want to say about. So I'm saying this house of Allah. So I'm not creating a sentence. When I say this house of Allah, is this a sentence or a fragment?
It's a fragment.
Yeah, if I say this house of Allah, this is not a sentence. I can say this is the house of Allah. Yes, now it is a sentence, right? But when I say this house of Allah, this is not a fragment. So this is not a sentence, rather it is a fragment. So Baitullahi, idafa fragment. And now I want to point, I want to say this house of Allah. So now if I say Haza Baitullahi, now after Haza, do you see Al?
No.
No. So can I say this house of Allah? Can I translate that? This house of Allah?
No, you have to put
No.
Allah over there.
I
Baitullah.
have to put Al.
Yes.
Now, what is the problem if I want to put Al on this Bayt?
It cannot be mudaf anymore.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Who said that?
Shazida.
Sajida. Very good. MashaAllah. So if I put Al over here, now this is not fragment. This cannot be mudaf anymore, because the condition for being ism mudaf, they cannot have Al or tanween, right? So if I do not have Al, then I'm going to create a sentence, not a fragment, but I need a fragment. How we can solve this problem? Any idea? Did you guys get it, what I'm saying? What is the problem basically? Who can explain me what is the problem here?
As per rule, after Haza, if there is a Al, then it will make fragment. But here, after Haza, there's a Al Bayt, and then this Al Bayt is not making it is ishara. because
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
then when I say Hazal Baitullahi, this is wrong grammatically, right? Because I'm saying house of Allah. So I'm making this Bait mudaf, and then I'm giving it al as well, right? So this is grammatically wrong. I can't do that. Is everyone clear what I'm trying to point out?
Yes.
Yes.
So how we can solve this problem? So the grammarian come to the conclusion. They said, whenever we are pointing towards an idafa fragment, then this ismul ishara will come at the end of idafa fragment. So when I say Baitullahi haza, that means this house of Allah.
Hmm.
And now
Wonderful.
what would be the status of this haza then?
Rafa.
It's a Mazrur.
Same Rafa.
Rafa.
Mazrur.
Why Rafa?
Bait.
Because Baitu is Rafa.
Exactly, because basically ismul ishara is haza, and is musharun ilayhi is what? Is not
Baitu.
the word Allahi, rather it is
Baitu.
It's
Baitu.
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 Okay, so that's why Baitu need to follow all the four properties with haza. Make sense?
Yes.
Another example. Fi amihim hadha. So am mean year, and amihim is idafa fragment, right? We know that ism plus attached pronoun, always we get idafa fragment, right? So fi is harfu jar, ami is ism majroor, then ami is light, right? So it is creating why it is light? Because it is mudaf and him is mudaf ilayhi. So in this year, right?
Yes.
In this year of theirs. So this haza, see, we are bringing at the end of idafa fragment. Fi amihim haza. And so haza is pointing towards who? Him?
The ear.
Ami.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ami. It is pointing towards Ami. So what is the status of Ami?
Jar. Mazrur.
Jar. So that means what is the status of haza over here?
Mazrur.
Not majroor, jar.
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 Jar. Sorry, Jar.
Okay, majroor we say when we have jar
After
majroor
this,
fragment,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
this is, and Ami is jar, so haza would be jar as well.
Hmm. Never
Hmm.
thought about Haza coming in the end.
Yeah, you will see in Quran Pak a lot.
Yeah.
Then we have another example. It says liqa'i. Liqa mean meeting. So liqa'a yawmikum. What kind of construction is it? Liqa'a is ism, I'm telling you guys, because you do not have enough vocabulary. So I'm telling, this is ism.
Okay. And yomikum, it is mudaf ilayhi attached with
No,
attached.
yeah. First we need to say, figure out about liqa'a.
This is
What kind?
Jar Majroor.
No,
Li
not
is for Li is for
no. What
Nasab.
did I
It's
say?
nasab. No?
Liqa'a, the
Liqa-
whole thing is ism.
whole thing is
So Yaumi is here, then it's a
It's
Mazrur,
also
right?
mudaf.
Mudaf ilahi.
Exactly. So liqa'a, sorry. Liqa'a, meeting. So liqa'a, the whole word liqa'a, it's not harfu jar. Okay, this li is not harfu jar. This is
Yes.
one word. Liqa'un. Liqa'un. Okay, this is one word, meeting. But this is liqa'a. Okay, so meeting. So this is light, it's not liqa'an. If it is nasab, maybe something over here, maybe inna is there in the real sentence. I don't know what is before it. Okay, so I didn't check. So it is nasab over here, but this is light. Why it is light?
Which one?
It's mudaf.
Mudaf.
Exactly.
Mudaf.
It is becoming a mudaf. So liqa'a is mudaf, yawmikum is mudaf ilayhi, and then yawmi again mudaf,
Yes.
is mudaf ilayhi.
Yeah. Cereals like, yeah.
Yeah. So the meeting of this day of yours. So now meeting of this day. Why we are saying meeting of this day? Because haza and yomi, haza should be over here, right? Haza yomikum, it should be. So then when we are doing the translation, we need to make sure that we are pointing towards the thing, right? The meeting of this day of yours. So this kum we are going to translate after we are done pointing to yomi,
Okay.
right? So the translation would be the meeting of this day, and then we can translate kum, of yours.
Okay.
Make sense? Clear?
Yes.
Can you say one more time the one Baitullahi, Haza Baitullahi?
Sorry?
Can you explain one more time Haza Baitullahi?
Haza Baitullah. Okay.
Haza Baitullahi.
Okay. So when we say Baitullahi, this is our idafa fragment, right?
Yes.
Now, instead Baitullahi, house of Allah, I want to say this house of Allah. I want to say what? This house of Allah. Is that a sentence or a fragment?
This house of Allah.
Is that a sentence or a fragment?
I'll say fragment.
Fragment, right? So what is the rule for fragment? If I want to create pointer fragment, what is the rule?
It has to match, both has to match all status. All
the very first thing, okay, match, yeah, 4 things, and what else?
Like match the property, like Rafa and the number, all 4 property, right?
Yes, and one more thing.
And also
after the pointer fragment, I need to have al. The musharun ilayhi has to have al.
Al, yeah.
Right? So it has to have al. If I put al over here,
then
what is the problem?
I cannot make baitu anymore mudaf.
Exactly. So I cannot make it mudaf then. Grammatically, it would be wrong. So that's why grammarian decided that whenever we are pointing towards an idafa fragment, then all these a small ishara would come after it.
After it, okay.
Okay, so Baitullahi haza mean haza Baitullahi, and this haza is pointing towards Baitu.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how it's gonna work. Now look at the next example. Biwariqikum hazihi. So what do you guys think? How many words over here? Biwariqikum.
Can I say? So B is a harf of jar.
Very good.
Wariki is majrur, and then again warikikum with attached pronoun. So it will be I mean, it's like a double, we can say like a idafa.
Idafa fragment. So first we have jar majroor fragment.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have idafa fragments.
Yes.
Now hazihi. So hazihi is pointing towards who?
To the work, waraka. So
very
this is
good.
And this waraka is a feminine and it's attached. That's why the ta is not there, right? It's
exactly.
like.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So how we gonna say? The translation would be ba mean with. So with this, so we are taking this pointer, and then silver coin, which is waraqi. So this silver coin, and then we are going to translate kum of yours.
Yes.
Okay. So hazihi and waraqi should match in properties. Now waraqi is jar. Is hazihi jar?
Yes.
It is jar. Even though hazihi gonna remain hazihi, rafa, nasab and all, but this waraki is telling us that this is jar in status because they should match in 4 properties.
Sister, can you say how wariki is a feminine?
Because this is pointing to a silver coin.
Is that
I'm
Arab
not
side
sure.
of?
I'm not sure that if it doesn't look like it is plural or broken plural, but no idea. Maybe the coin, they take it as a feminine. I need to check. Because
maybe it's because Arab say so.
Arab say, because
don't have that in the list, but there is something like that. Okay, so we didn't learn that in the list, but clearly it is something that is making like waraki as a feminine. Maybe coin or money is taken as a feminine, whatever.
Colors are mostly feminine, so perhaps the silver.
I didn't learn it yet, so didn't
Maybe you
go
can
through my
later
eyes. So
maybe
I'm not sure.
Maybe you can post us later. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. We can see it later. Okay.
So baiti is feminine or masculine?
Baiti?
Yeah.
You tell me, does it has any sign?
Baiti.
Baitun. So baitun, do you see any sign?
It's not ta marbuta, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's open ta. It's not ta marbuta.
Okay.
Confuse
and
that.
if it's singular, it's a masculine, and buyut is broken plural, it's a feminine.
Okay, give me just 1 second, please.
To practice this, we have to find a lot of these, and then only we can get perfect.
Okay, so let's see now what we are going to do in this drill. It says choose the appropriate pointer. You won't be able to just move it down. Sorry, I need to put that iPad on charge. That's all we have to. Is that closer? Okay. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, so now over here, what we are going to do, choose the appropriate pointer to create an ismul ishara and musharun ilay fragment. Tell whether it should come before or after. So when I say al-qawmu and I want to use pointer, okay, for I can use the close one, which could be haulai. I'm gonna use with qawmu haulai, right? Because it is ism jama. Or for the far, I can use zalika, right? Zalika. Now, what do you guys think? The pointer should come before it or after it?
Okay. It comes before.
Yeah,
There
and when
is
it is going to come after?
like if there is here is a al, so we can say hazal qawm. So al we can give, then it will make fragment. But if like yeah, after that, like after we can say like if there is something before al qawm, like an
If it is
idafa.
idafa fragment, yes.
An idafa, yes.
So when it is idafa fragment, then the pointer gonna come after, right? So this is what basically the drill we are going to do over here.
What is this question? What is this question trying to say?
Okay, let me explain you. So it is saying that al-qawmu, first of all, what kind of pointer I'm going to use with that? So you know, sorry, can I say hazal qawmu?
No, because al-qawmu is plural, right?
Yeah, so
Right.
I'm gonna say haulai, right?
Yeah.
So this is the pointer I'm going to use. Now this haulai, I want to put with al-qawmu. Should it come before al-qawmu? I put haulai over here. Or I should put after al-qawmu, where it should be.
Pointer sit before, right?
Before,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
But not when we are pointing towards idafa fragment. Now
Yeah,
look at the next example, qawmi. Is that a one word?
No, this is mudaf and mudaf ilahi. Yes.
Exactly. Now where the pointer should come?
After.
After. So I would say qawmi haulai.
I got it. Thank you so much. Jazakillah.
Okay. So this is what it is basically saying. Now al-yawmu, what do you guys think? Where should be the pointer?
It should be before.
Before. So how are we gonna say what kind of pointer we are going to use?
Hazal yawm,
Hazal yawmu. Hazal yawmu, this day.
yes.
Right? This day. Then yawmina.
Again, it will be it is yawmina is
After.
So
yeah, after.
haza would come after. And how are we gonna translate?
Okay, this is
Yawmina hada. Yawmina hada.
So how are we gonna translate?
yeah, yawmina hada.
Our day.
No, our should come
No,
after.
this is our day. This
No,
yeah.
you're
This
making
is Haza, this
These
is
days
then
of
games,
ours.
days, hours. This
This
day
day of ours.
yes.
This day of our.
So this day, so basically you are pointing towards day, this day, so that should be translated first, and this na should come after. So this day of
This day
ours.
of our.
And we cannot say this is day of ours. That would be totally wrong, right? Because then we are creating a sentence and this is not a sentence.
So
Yes.
Okay,
this
so the
day
translation would be
of
this day of ours. This day of ours. Yomina haza.
Okay.
Naqatullahi.
Yeah, this will come before hazihi naqatullahi.
Before?
So, yeah, it comes before.
No, after, because this is idafa, right?
Oh yeah, there. Sorry, there's no yeah.
Yes. So
Naqatullahi
naqatullahi hazihi.
Hazihi.
And translation would be?
This
she camel of Allah.
Very good. This she camel of Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So, and if I ask you, what is the status of this hazihi? What should be the answer?
Rafa.
It should be Rafa because
Naqatu is Rafa. So
exactly. So the status of this hazihi is Rafa. Very good. Now, al-ulamaini. What kind of word is al-ghulamaini?
It is plural, masculine.
Dual, is it dual?
No,
Masculine.
dual.
Very good. Ghulamani, ghulamaini, ghulamaini.
So it will be hadani hazal gulamaini. Hazani al gulamaini. Because we have dual hazani, hadani.
Hadani, yes.
So it will be before.
So hadanil ghulamani.
Yeah, so yes.
Okay, now next one. And translation would be these two,
These two
ghulam or
Ghulam.
even boy, because
Boy.
ghulam also in Arabic mean boy. Okay, nisa'il alamina.
okay, so
Okay.
this will be after because there's supposed to be al is not there. And this nisa al alamina ulaik. Ha ulai if it's near and if the
Yeah, so
ulaik is far.
yeah, one time we can use the far pointer and the other time we can use the near pointer. Okay,
Yeah.
so nisa'il alamina haulai or nisa'il alamina ulaika, and translation would be
The women, so those are the women of the world.
no, you are making a sentence.
Oh, okay, we have to fragment those women of the world.
Yes, ulaika,
Yeah, those.
those. So this is pointing to nisa'i.
Yeah,
So those ladies of world,
okay.
or haulai nisa'il alamina, right? Now,
Yeah.
what is the status of ulaika?
It's a jar, sa'i.
Very
So
good.
that will be jar.
Very good. So this nisai is jar. So that means, and what is nisai telling me? If it is jar, how like when it comes to flexibility, what is it is telling
light.
me?
It's light. It's light because
partly flexible, right?
It is partly, it is taking and partly.
Oh no, no. If
No,
When something,
no,
some
then
ism
fully
has,
flexible. Yeah, then fully flexible, and here it is light. That's right.
exactly, when some ism has kasra, that is indication that this is fully flexible word, because
It has kasra means it is 3
yeah,
students.
kasra only fully flexible can take kasra, otherwise partly flexible doesn't take, and non-flexible they do not even show anything, right?
Yes.
So if you see a kasra on any ism, this is the indication that this ism is fully flexible. So remember that rule. Okay, next one. Hadhihil kalamatul qalilatu. So is that a sentence or a fragment?
it's a fragment.
Sentence.
Okay, how do we know?
Okay, it's a fragment because after hazihi there is the al.
Exactly. So this is a fragment. And now what's going on? Can we explain more? So hazihi, you're gonna say, how are you gonna label it?
Okay, so hazihi is a ism ishara. And it's a mudaf hazihil kalimatu. So mudaf and kalimat is mudaf ilayhi. And
No, if we are saying ismul ishara,
sorry.
so we need
Ismo, yeah, Ismail. I think
Mushara, like mushara.
ishara ilayhi.
musharun ilay. We need musharun ilay after it.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, the words is still terms not coming on the
I
tongue.
know. It's very first time, so it's understandable. So this is musharun ilay, and then we can say that al kalimatu and al kalilatu is
It's a
showing
shift
what?
of.
Those are Mosuf Sifa, right?
Mosuf sifa. Okay,
Yeah.
so they are creating Mosuf sifa fragment over here.
Okay.
Okay, so it is playing a double role over here. Al kalimatu. One, it is musharun ilay. Secondly, it is Mosuf.
Yes, got it.
Okay, and if I ask you what is the status of this hazihi, what should be the answer?
Supposed to be Rafa because of
Rafa.
It should be Rafa. It has to match to be.
Exactly, because of al kalimatu, it is rafa. Okay, next one. Hazihi kalimatun qalilatun.
Okay, this is a sentence because there's no al.
Sentence.
Very
And
good.
hazi is ismu ishara, kalimat is musharin ilayhi, kalimatun kalilatun. I'm sorry.
Sentence cannot have mushara ilayhi.
And hazi kalimatun is ismu ishara and musharin ilayhi.
No, listen. When we say that hazihi, after hazihi, there is no al. So then it is a sentence, right? Then this is not musharun ilayhi.
Oh,
It can be mawsuf sifat.
okay.
Musharun ilayhi only when they are creating pointer fragment, right? So it is not creating a pointer fragment. So we cannot say, we're gonna just say hazihi is ismul ishara, and then kalimatun, kalilatun, we can see that something going on, and what is that? Mawsuf sifa.
Oh, okay, alhamdulillah. It's clear now.
Yeah, so this is how we're gonna musharun ilayhi label only when it has al on it. Okay, next one. Next one. Inna hazal kitab al azima. So inna came.
Inna harfu nasab. And haza, so because of inna, it will be like ismuha for this, and haza also ismu ishara. Al kitab, so it is a fragment because of al. So harfu nasab,
so al kitaba is musharun
ilayhi, and al azim is coming kitabun kitaba azim, so it is mawsuf sifa.
Very good, beautifully done.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, yeah. So how are we gonna translate?
Okay, it will be indeed this great book.
Very good. Indeed, this great book. This is still not a sentence.
No, it's a fragment.
Okay, so something more we need to tell about this Al-Kitabul Azim, right? Some more information is required. It is not a sentence, it is a fragment. Okay, next one. Abwabu Dhalikal Baitil Jadidi.
Okay. Someone else can do, or I can do. Anyone else
can try, please?
It's like a mudaf. Abwabu is the mudaf, right?
Okay, so Abwabu, what is giving away that this is mudaf?
Let me try first to break, then maybe I can say. If Abwabu is mudaf, then Dhalika is mudaf ilahi here.
But then, how we know this Abwabu is mudaf?
Because it has only one dhamma, light.
Exactly, it's not Abwabun, right? So that is giving away that this can be mudaf. So Abwabu Dhalika. Yes, this is idafa fragment. Then after Zalika, we need to check.
There is a al came. So this question is what is called?
Al-Bayti is musharun ilayhi.
Musharun ilayhi. And then al-Jadid is mawsuf sifa again with the al-Bayti.
Exactly. Okay, so basically they are one chain, right?
Yeah.
They are one bucket.
From Zalika to up to Al-Jadidu, right?
Yeah, because Abwabu is related to Zalika, then Zalika is related to Al-Bayti, Al-Bayti is related to Al-Jadidi. So basically they are one big bucket.
Yes, subhanallah. We are increasing the words in the sentence.
Yes, and how are we going to translate that?
Doors of that new house, right?
Very good. Doors of that new house. See, you guys can translate that much.
I'm trying.
You will open Quran Pak and you would be able to translate chunks of them. Subhanallah.
So this is also fragment then.
Yeah, this is a fragment. This is not a complete sentence yet. Okay, next one. Fi ardihim hadhihil jamila.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, please.
Fi is harfajar. Ardi is majroor. Then again, ardihim is like mudaf ilay. Then hazi is ismul ishara.
And al-jamila to is musharun ilay.
I think her line is dropped.
Yeah.
She was correct, mashallah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So we have jar majroor fragment, idafa fragment, and then there is break in the chain, right? So fi ardihim, this is basically one bucket. And then hazihi, no. Since ardihi is idafa fragment, right? So that's why haza came over here. Fi ardihim hazihil jamilati, right? So this is one bucket. How hazi is related to ardihim?
Yeah, because there's no al in a start. So it will not complete the fulfillment of the hazihi. That's why I put hazi in the after ardihim.
Because yeah, but simply we can say because ardi is idafa fragment, right? So this hazihi is pointing to idafa fragment. That's why it has to come after, right? And then hazihil jamila. Okay, you know, this al-jamilati is not related to hazihi. So now there is break in the chain. How are we going to translate?
This
in this
in this land of theirs. No, okay, yeah, we have to repeat this jamilati. Yeah, jamilati should be also relate to. So basically what is happening, this al-jamilati is sifa. This is gonna be kind of advanced. Ardi is jar. Al-jamilati is jar. Ardi is rafa. Sorry, ardi is proper. Do you guys agree? Ardi is proper?
Oh.
Ardi is proper or common?
Common.
No.
Proper. Because of al.
Why it is proper?
Because it is their art. So
because him.
Oh yeah.
It's mudaf ilayhi is proper. That's why ardi is proper. So now this al-jamilati is basically sifa of this ardi. So we're gonna say in
this beautiful.
In this beautiful earth.
This beautiful land of theirs, subhanallah.
Of theirs, this beautiful land of theirs.
In this beautiful land of theirs. Did you guys get it?
Sifa, we can say sifa like after this, right? Can you repeat again the meaning?
Okay, so we're gonna say in. So we need to make jar majroor fragment first. In this beautiful land, because hazi is pointing to ardi, and then ardi has a sifa over here, right? So in this beautiful land of theirs.
Yeah, I understand, because last lesson you told us in the sifa mausufa, like there could be a distance. So ardi, okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah. So this is beautiful, subhanallah, if you guys get that much. Okay, you know what? I wish I can do more with you guys, but I have some event at my masjid and I have to go over there. So that's why I'm gonna stop over here. And inshallah, what is left behind, we can do next class. And what is the homework? First of all, the homework is the rest of these sentences, even the sentences that we already did. Okay, you guys need to label them. You need to translate them, right? Try to get 100%. And then we have homework number 1 over here. What you are going to do, you are going to point out if it is jar majroor fragment, harfu nasab fragment, idafa, mawsuf, or what kind of fragment are there. So you have to label them, and to do one more step, you need to translate them as well. And then homework number 2, same idea. So you guys are going to label them. Homework number 3 is you are going to put haraka on them. That would be fun, inshallah. So that would make you think whatever we have learned so far. And the keys are over here. So if you are stuck, you can take help from the keys. So with that, inshallah, we can end our session. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quranil Hakim wa nafani wa iyyakum bi ayati wa zikril hakim. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Can I ask one question? Okay. You are in a hurry.